Hi everyone and welcome to our live business presentation. That on the screen there is me and my name is Kerry Liddell. I joined Forever Living Products back in May 2015 and at the time myself and my husband Paul, we were looking for more. We were looking for that financial security and the time freedom that we'd both experienced previously when we met in 2009 when we were living and working on the Australia cruise ships. We really were living the dream. We were visiting amazing places, working with some fantastic people, and doing a career that we both really enjoyed. And then in 2010, in December, we both got some even more exciting news that we were expecting our first baby boy. So life changed. We knew we had to change direction. Me being from the UK and Paul being a Kiwi boy, we decided to settle here in New Zealand where we've lived for just over 5 years now. Paul got back into the hospitality industry, which he was a part of for over 20 years, but he quickly realised that he'd lost his passion for that industry and got everything that he wanted to out of it. Me, professional singer by trade, in between having our two boys, Joshy who is now 4.5 and Chase who is 2, I was still able to do some singing jobs here and there. But Paul and I both realised that those careers that we'd chosen and that really worked for us when we were just a couple together were not exactly going to bring us that time freedom that we were looking for to spend time with as a family. So the two of us, we were looking for a new venture, and in 2012 Paul was actually made redundant from the bar that he was managing at the time. It was a blessing in disguise, and so courses changed and he started teaching swimming to children, and we both trained to teach a perceptual motor program to under 5s. We loved this and we'd finally got our time freedom, but what we had lost was that financial security that we also needed to be able to make those choices and be able to do what we want when we wanted to. So when we were presented with the Forever opportunity at the beginning of last year, we straight away saw the massive potential in us being able to fit this around our family and around our commitments, the busy social lives of our two boys, often busier than mine and Paul's, and we grabbed the opportunity with both hands and not regretted it ever since. So it makes me really happy to be able to talk you through our company slides and everything that this business has to offer. So if time and money were no object, what would you do? This is a question that we were urged to think about when we first looked into the opportunity. The lifestyle that Paul and I enjoyed on the ships was definitely an incredible one, but not the one that we were looking for as a family, and still today. And so for us, the beach has always been a really special and happy place, not just for Paul and I having met up on the ocean, but for the boys as well. So for us to be able to go and spend time at the beach or go on holidays, take the boys to all those incredible destinations that we went to on the ship is a really important thing to us. Our health is also very important, and these products really are life-changing. They've really turned around the health of us and our family, and lots of friends as well. Travel is something that really excites us. We did get to travel quite a lot of the world and visit some incredible destinations, but there's still so many more for us to go to, so many more on our wish list, and we know that we're going to be able to tick some of those off in the near future through running our business and still being able to take the business with us. This is definitely a business that you can run from anywhere in the world. Recognition is a huge part of Forever. So you might be looking for more out of the role that you're doing at the moment, and you might feel that you don't get the recognition that you deserve. How about job satisfaction? Is it satisfying you? Is it giving you everything you want out of that role? For us, we find that we have passion about the products and our business model, and we love sharing that with others. And me personally, self-development has been a massive journey for me. Not only have I learned lots and lots of knowledge about what we do and how we do it, but also lots about myself. And like I say, it really is a journey. So I I urge you to have a think of what is it that you're looking for. Are you looking for a bit of pocket money to go alongside your job? Are you looking to improve your health? Is there some amazing destinations that you've always wanted to go to? You looking for a new venture, or maybe setting up a pension plan? I have a very good friend here in New Zealand who runs her Forever business, and her and her husband are not that far away from retirement, and the pension options are not the best through working full-time for so long. So for them, they are now building a nice little nest egg for them to be able to do the incredible things that they've always dreamed of once they retire. So who are Forever Living Products? Well, we're an international company founded back in 1978, a whole 37 years ago, over in the USA in Scottsdale, Arizona. That gentleman that you see in the top right-hand corner with me, his name is Rex Morn. And back then he had a vision to help people not only with a fantastic product range, but also an incredible business model to help people to be in business for themselves, but never by themselves. We really do have an amazing support network in place, an amazing training program as well, and a very experienced senior management team, a lot of which are Rex's family, and the company is built on family values. Myself and Paul were really lucky to have met Rex back in August last year when he was over here in New Zealand, and he really is a very humble man who cares greatly about every one of us building a forever business. So we have a huge $2.6 billion turnover yearly and assets in excess of $1.5 billion. So we're cash rich, totally debt free. So for me, that was massive security knowing that the company is here to stay. We operate globally in 158 countries, and what that means for you is that you can build a business in one or any of those countries and very easily build a global business for you and your family. We're in the health and wellness sector, which is a massive and rapidly growing marketplace. So back in 1978, Rex was an avid water sports fan, and he used to spend long days out in the sunshine on the water and used to get terribly burnt, as this is back when there was no such thing as sunscreen with water protection. He knew of the amazing properties of aloe vera to help protect the skin once it had been burnt. But he also knew that once you extracted it from the leaf, the gel from the inner leaf, then it very quickly oxidizes with the air, and it loses that real richness and raw state and the goodness that you need to protect your skin. So he set about himself, along with two of his very good friends who were both professional and qualified doctors, and they came up with a stabilization process in order to keep that aloe alive out on the water all day. And then along came Forever Living Products. So closer to home here in New Zealand, our head office is based in Epsom in Auckland, and it really is a big happy family up there. There's so much support, and they really are there to make our life as independent business owners run very smoothly. It's really reassuring to know we've got that huge support network here in New Zealand. There's weekly training and business presentations there, and there's also lots of online training and live business presentations happening all over the country each week. So yeah, really great system that we've got in place here in New Zealand. So here's our company sales history. As you can see, we've just had a massive continuous growth, earning in excess of that $2.6 billion in revenues, and that is just through a fantastic product range. So what that means to you is that the business model really works even through times of financial crisis, many parts of the world, and it just allows you to have that faith within the company and within what you have your hands on. So why have we experienced that continuous growth? That's because of our outstanding product range and the fact that we really do care about the end consumer. We're in a rapidly growing marketplace, and no matter how experienced you are in any field or what knowledge you have of the products, you can come into this business from any background and know that you're going to get full training and support and work with a proven business model and have access to all the company tools to allow you to build that business around those fantastic products. So why Forever's products? Well, we're the world's #1 grower and producer of aloe vera, and we really do have a superior quality product, all made from natural ingredients. Forever actually own 85% of the world's aloe fields and the airspace above, which means that no insecticides, pesticides, or artificial fertilizers can get anywhere near that aloe plantation. The aloe is hand harvested from the leaf, and in order to keep it alive and to stop that oxidization with the air, it is stabilized straight away. So it's done in a way very like if you were to pop lemon or lime juice onto an apple or to a salad, it would stop it from going brown, and it's done in a very similar natural way. And what that does is it keeps that richness in the vitamins and minerals and keeps that real raw state and goodness alive within the aloe from the plant to the bottle to you and the consumer. So you really are getting top quality. So we also have that process patented. So Rex has made sure that no one else in the country, in the world, no other company in the world can use that same stabilization process. He also has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so he's so happy and secure in the knowledge that you are going to love the products, that he's happy for people to try them and get their money back if they so wish, which never happens. So aloe vera goes back through the centuries and was used by the likes of Gandhi and Cleopatra and has so many amazing properties. So it helps with cleansing your insides as well as your out, as well as your skin and your nails. It helps them grow as well as your hair. I know that Paul often says that he has to shave so much more often now that he drinks the aloe vera because he notices that everything just seems to grow more healthily. It helps with supporting your immune system and healthy digestion as well. And it really helps you to absorb all the nutrients and the goodness from all the food that you eat as well as what you put on your skin so much better. We do also carry many seals of approval, and we have the certification from the Aloe Council as well as many badges of approval from lots of different cultures. We also have a stamp to show that we have no cruelty to animals, and we are very against that. We in fact have products for animals, so there really is something for everyone. The products are timeless and they're consumable. I'm sure that all of you know someone who brushes their teeth, washes their hair, puts on deodorant. I really hope so anyway. And so you can see there's something for everyone, and that is why our customers just keep on coming back. The marketplace that we're based in is the health and wellness sector, which is a rapidly growing, massive, booming marketplace. We've got products for mobility, nutritional supplements, personal care, weight management, sports performance, even products for animals. And just recently we launched here in New Zealand the Flawless by Sonia range, which is a beautiful range of cosmetics. So there really is something for everyone, and it's up to you where you base your business. You can choose a few products from each of those areas, or you can choose to focus on 2 of those areas that you can really get passionate about. It really is your choice. So everyone cares at the moment about how they feel on the inside and look on the outside. So it's just a great place to be involved in. So what I'll do now is I'll share with you 3 products that I'm really passionate about that have definitely changed the health of my 2 boys. So first of all, the aloe berry nectar is a product. It's one of our aloe vera drinking gels. We have 4 in the range, and this particular one has all the goodness, the 70 vitamins and minerals that our body needs, the goodness of the aloe, but it also contains cranberries and apples, which act as an antioxidant. So since my little boy, who's now 4.5, Joshy, he was 2, he was diagnosed with asthma, and every winter he was triggered by those coughs and colds, those viruses, and we would always find ourselves at the out of hours doctors or the A&E trying to get some support with his breathing, which, as you can imagine, was very stressful as a parent. But since drinking the aloe berry nectar, he has a 30ml shot every morning. He started back in June. We have seen a massive improvement, to the point where about 3 months ago we decided to remove his a preventative inhaler from the morning and the evening when he would usually take it, and since then he has had no trouble whatsoever with his asthma. It's actually taken a while for me to be able to get to a point where I can tell that story without getting quite emotional. As you can imagine, it's a massive step in the right direction for Josh and his health. The other two products I'll talk about have affected Chase, my other boy who's 2, who's always suffered since he was a baby with eczema. And it was very distressing that some mornings he'd wake up and he'd been scratching the insides of his elbows, the backs of his knees where he had real vulnerable dry skin, and he'd have blood and be in a lot of pain. And so what we did, we used the aloe vera jelly, which is basically like a first aid in a tube. It works to soothe cuts and burns, abrasions, anything that's red, rashes. You can put it on open wounds. So this would soothe the area, and once it started to heal and close up, I found that using another product alongside it, which is our aloe propolis cream. Propolis is what the bees use to keep the hives sterile, and it works as a natural antibiotic, and it works to add moisture back to the skin. That things like dermatitis, psoriasis, eczema, those dry skin conditions, they take that moisture away. So through using that every day on Chase's skin, his skin is amazing now, and he has no trouble with eczema and very rarely has any kind of dry skin issues. So there we go, that's my top 3, and they really have changed the health of my 2 little boys, which is why I find that I'm so passionate about the products. And that's literally all we do. We use the products and we tell our stories. So the global success of Forever is something that we are definitely proud of, and that comes from a network and a combined power of that network of home-based business owners. Paul and I like to call it home-based, phone-based. That's what we feel we are. As long as we've got our phone with us, the Wi-Fi, our goals in tow, then we can be working our business from anywhere we are in the world. So we supply products direct to the consumer, and we cut out that middleman. So we've got that direct contact, that familiarity. The other aspect of our business is that we share what we do with others, and we invite them to have a look at more information and see if there's something that they could get out of it just like we are. So the benefits of team marketing, there are many, and for me one of the most important when I was introduced to the business was the fact that it's a willable income. So basically when you reach a certain point on our marketing plan, which Paul will take you through very soon, and that is the manager level. And once you reach that position, the income that you're earning at that time is actually willable and available for you to write into a will for your loved ones. So you're able to leave behind a legacy for your children, for the people that are important to you, which for me gave me massive sense of security knowing that I was doing that for them. It's an uncapped income, so it's completely up to you how much you earn. No one's going to come and tell you you're earning too much money. Stop what you're doing. And you choose your hours. It's completely flexible, and you can fit it in and around all of your current commitments. Like for us, we fit it around our boys' busy social lives and busy schedules, and it really is a proven business model that we can support you with. So you decide your goals. So we definitely have a system in place that can help you to work to achieve those if you take the right action. But it's up to you how big or small and how many goals you set yourself. So we're global. We're based in 158 countries globally, which means for you that you can build your business into one or any of those. For Paul and I, that means building into New Zealand, where we're based, but also into the UK, Australia, and I'm in current talks with a good friend of mine in Malaysia who's looking into the business. Chairman's bonus is one of our many incentives, and it's a share of the company profits. So Rex, he really doesn't have to do this, but he puts around 3% of the yearly profits into a great big pot, and just as a great big thank you and a pat on the back, he gives back to those business owners that are doing great things and achieving well. And we also have a car plan, which works very much in the way as a company car does in maybe your current job, and global travel as well. This really excites me. There's a chance of 2 luxurious, all expenses paid holidays each year, and they really are fantastic destinations. Recognition is second to none. The amount of things you get recognized for, and it's literally for you doing something that you really enjoy. And we do have a saying here in Forever: if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right, I should say. And I really do agree with that. So what do? We use the products. We become what we call a product of the product, and you really need to be your own best customer. Why would you go and shop somewhere else for the same kind of products when you could buy them in your own shop? That really is an ethical part of your business as well. If you're recommending these products to other people, then it's much more secure in the knowledge for those that you're using them and enjoying them yourself. So then we share and recommend those products to, first of all, our friends and our family, and then people that we meet through the business. And the way that we do that is very similar to how you might do it on an everyday basis. So if you went for a really nice meal or you went to a really great movie, you might see one of your friends the next day and just tell them all about it and recommend that they need to go and check out this movie or go and have a meal at this new restaurant. And then you might hear a week later or a month later that upon your recommendation, they went and tried it for themselves. And that is exactly what we do. We fall in love with the products and we tell everyone about the amazing benefits. You might then look at developing a customer base through doing so, and it happens very naturally. And the other part that can happen very naturally through people loving and using the products and watching what you're doing is you can build a team. So you can talk to people about what you're doing, and you can look at those key people, those people that you know would be interested in what you're doing, may be great at what you're doing, or might be interested in using and sharing the products with others. And that is just how we work this simple business cycle. And then the final point is that we coach others to do the same. So once you've got to a point where you feel like you are securing the knowledge of how to look after your customers and how to talk to other people about the business, then you can then pass on that knowledge and that know-how to other people and support them to do it as well. So this is our simple business cycle that we follow, and we feel to be successful within Forever, this is what you need to follow. So it always begins with contact. You can do that in so many ways. So it might be face-to-face, those people you know, people you meet, friends of friends, or you might give people a call, especially people you've not spoken to for a while, maybe people you went to school with or used to work with. You can Skype. Skype's an amazing tool now for talking to people face-to-face on the other side of the world. And social media, we definitely use as a huge part of our business. Many platforms out there for you to be able to contact people. Once you do so, then you might share a little bit about what you're doing. Everyone who hasn't spoke for a while always is nosy and wants to know what the other person's doing. And they may want to know more about what it is you've got your hands on. So that's when you would share with them something like this, the business presentation. And that comes in many forms. So you can sit down with them over Skype or over a coffee, take them through it using some of our company books and tools. You might send them a link to a live online business presentation or a recorded one. And there are also business presentations that happen all around the country and all around the world live for people to go and watch. Then you'll help them get their questions answered and see if this is something that they can fit into their life and something that would work for them. Once they decide that that's the case, then you help them register, which is a really simple process. You just fill in a form online and it just takes a few minutes. Then is the exciting part. You sit down and you plan out their business, you plan out their future, and you help them to take action. You're there to help them to become as independent as possible, as quickly as possible. And then they go and get to work. They take that massive action, and the aim is to get them to that manager position, which is where the incentives are unlocked. The business gets exciting, and that is where you are building a really strong and secure financial business for yourself and your family. So the thing that keeps that business cycle moving, that cog turning, is you and your why. Why is the reason that you are doing this in the first place, the reason that you came into this business and the thing that is going to be your driving force? Definitely for myself, that's about the time freedom and the financial security that Paul and I had on the ship to allow myself and Paul and the boys to be able to make those choices, to do what we want, when we want, wherever we want, with the people that we love. I really want to be able to go over to the UK every single year. I'm miles away from my family, so for me, it's important to be able to buy that ticket and not even worry about how much it costs. And be able to fly my family over here as well would be an amazing thing. So for you, we already mentioned this right at the beginning of the presentation, but really think about those things that drive you. It might be something as simple as a brand new sparkly car sat on your driveway, or looking to build that pension fund. You might be wanting to better yourself and increase your self-development. Is there a destination in the world you've always wanted to go to, or are you looking to travel the world? And like I said, for me and Paul, it's all about that financial freedom and that financial security. So that now brings me to the end of my part of the presentation, and what I would love to do is to welcome my husband Paul, who I do run the business alongside, to the stage, I will call it, and he is going to share with you your income opportunities.
Thanks, Kerry, for that introduction. Right, so here's my story, why I got into Forever. For me, I'll be brutally honest, it was about the money. I want the financial freedom to be able to take my family to the places that Kerry and I went to when we worked on the cruise ships. We managed to travel all around the South Pacific, saw some amazing places, met some amazing people, and I want our boys to have the same thing that we had. But I also want to make sure that our bills are paid while we're traveling overseas, back here in New Zealand. I don't want to have to stress about our rent getting paid, stuff like that. I want to be able to just go wherever we want, whenever we want, know that our flights are paid for, our accommodations paid for, and our everyday life back here in New Zealand is still ticking over. So that's going to bring me to the next slide, which is talking about the income opportunities. This is where we get into the areas of income. Now these figures are just general, they're not specific, so you can either earn more or less depending on the work and effort you put in. Many join through the use and passion of the products, like I did with the Clean 9, and my love for the original aloe gel and just the benefits I got from it and still get from it today. Now if you're just going to retail, you can earn anywhere between $250 to $400 plus a month. And then what that is that is just typically using the products, recommending the products to others. If you want to be like Kerry and I and start looking at an added bonus of income coming in, you can do this by supporting others and building a team. This is what we call a business leader. From there it can be anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 plus a month, again depending on the time and effort you want to put into your business. Now as you naturally become a leader and you're turning around and helping others to do the same, you become a business developer. Now that's typically earning between $2,500 to $25,000 a month. Now I know that sounds a lot, but trust me, there are people in this business around the world doing these sorts of figures and more. It just depends on the amount of time and effort you're willing to commit to building your future and going after your dreams. So now you're going to be building a successful business. What this means is that because Forever is an international company, it enables you to be able to build globally. Kerry and I not only have a business here in New Zealand, we also have a business in Australia, the UK, and we're in negotiations or talks with one of Kerry's friends to start looking at Malaysia as well. That's all done through the use of social media. We're able to use Skype, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those other different platforms to reach out to our friends and family overseas and around the world. And for us that means being able to build a global business from the luxury of our own home. All we need is our laptop, our smartphone and internet connection. It's as easy as that. So what Forever have done is they've gone and recognised that there are many global currencies such as the New Zealand dollar, Australian dollar, the UK pound, the euro. So instead of having to deal with so many of these different currencies, Forever have gone and created what they call a product point system, which is like an internal currency known as a case credit or a CC for short. So all you need to know about that is here in New Zealand, 1 CC is around about $260 plus GST wholesale and $372 plus GST retail. So what that means to you is the difference between your wholesale and your retail value is what you're going to be able to put immediately into your pocket cash-wise. All you need to do to build a successful and stable business is make sure you're doing 4 CC a month and turning around and getting others to do the same. I mean, you may be asking yourself, well, how are you going to do 4cc a month? And it's really simple. All you're doing is using the products, retailing the products, and then going on and recruiting others and showing them how to do the same. Just remember though, treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. Treat it like a business, and it will pay you like a business. The world is your oyster and how much time and effort you put into this business. You may be asking yourself, so how do we get paid? Okay, so this is very simple. After you've looked at the opportunity and you've had any questions you may have wanted answered done, you need to register with the company and you will become a forever business owner. It's as simple as that. Once you're registered, you get a unique ID number, which is your business license, so to speak, enabling you to work around the world, just like Kerry and I are. So when you signed up, you get a 15% discount straight away, which gives you a nice little discount on the products straight away. We also have a number of other starter pack options of products and literature, which become your business tools. If you purchase these business tools and starter packs, you come in at assistant supervisor level, which is at 2cc, giving you a 30% plus an extra 5% on top of that discount on your products. So the next step on the marketing plan is getting to supervisor. Once you've got to supervisor, you're getting your 30% discount like you were before, but you're now getting an added 8% on top of it. The only difference is that you have 2 consecutive months to do around about 25cc. Now don't panic about the numbers. As I'll explain here, if you've typically got between 3 to 5 in your team, you're doing 4cc active a month, you're turning around and you're showing your team how to do the same. Over 2 consecutive months, all those cc's add up to 25cc's. You're also getting a sponsoring bonus for every person that you get to assistant supervisor. You're getting an added $171 extra in your pocket every month. There's also what they call a leadership bonus, which is around 3% per person as a supervisor. Again, this is over and above what your retail business is doing. So this is another stream of income for you. Once you've moved up the next step in the ladder, you'll become an assistant manager. You're then getting 30% discount and an added 13% as well on top of that. This time though, over 2 consecutive months, you need to be doing 75cc. But again, as I said before, if you're being 4cc active, you're turning around and getting your team to do the same. And now you're looking at typically having 10 to 15 in your team. 75cc's collectively is definitely not a huge amount. On top of that, you're getting a sponsoring bonus of $208 per person that you get to supervisor. And as you can see here, your leadership bonus has increased from 5% to 8% depending on the level of your team members. Again, this is over and above what you're retailing. Now when you get to manager, this is where other incentives kick in as well. So you're now getting your 30% normal discount. On top of that, you're getting an added 18%. Now over 2 consecutive months, you need to be doing 120cc. But again, you're doing your 4cc month in, month out. You're turning around, you're showing your team and others how to do the same. So collectively, as a team, you can easily do 120cc's over 2 consecutive months. You're talking about having typically a team of 15 to 25. The sponsoring bonus has increased again, so for each person you get to assistant supervisor, there's an added bonus of $245 per person per month in your pocket that you're getting, over and above your retail. So it really does show that, yes, it's great to have a nice, tidy retail business, but if you want to take that next step and start building a team, Forever is going to reward you. They're going to show all these different extra streams of income that you can have coming in just by using the products, recommending the products, and getting others to do the same. Again, as you can see here, the leadership bonus can go from anywhere from 5% to 10% to up to 13% per person that you've got coming into your team. So what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to find 5 key people. These are people that are easily coachable, people that you want to work with. I mean, I know as an ex-general manager that you can't choose your employees or you can't choose people above you if that's not your role. I mean, if you're an HR, probably fortunate enough to do the interviewing and the hiring. But here with Forever, you get to choose who you want to work with. You're only looking for quality people. And what you want to do is you want to teach these people to develop a nice retail business. And the simplest way to do that is help them find 20 to 30 regular customers month in, month out who are going to be buying products from them. This will really give you a stable retail business. And then what you want to do is you want to coach people to do the same. This business is all about being duplicatable. So with your 5 people, remember, you're not having to panic about making it a 80, 90, 100 hour a week. What you're doing is if you're putting in 10 hours and they're putting in 10 hours each, if you've got a nice little team of 5 people or so, you're looking at over 125 hours worked in your business collectively. So it's all about multiplying your time. One of the added bonuses on top of all these other streams of income that Forever have given you, they have a section called the Chairman's Bonus. Now every year there's over $20 million that Rex puts into a pot and gets out to people who have really developed a nice, stable, successful business. So these amounts or checks, as you can see there, vary from a few $1,000s up to over $1 million a year. Now that takes time, commitment, and the right attitude. So if you're willing to put the work in now, put the effort in now, this will be you one day up on stage collecting your bonus check over and above what your business is doing. So this is an added stream of income as well, all for using the products, recommending the products, and going on and recruiting. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the extras. There's other extras as well that Forever have. One of them is what they call the Earn Incentive Program. So what they do is, in a normal job, if you're fortunate enough to be in a role where the company gives you a car, that's awesome. The only trouble is sometimes it's either only for work related, or if you're fortunate enough, you may be lucky to have it for personal use as well. Whereas Forever are going to give you an amount of money, like it says here, up to $9,600 per annum to buy the car of your choice. So what that means is it doesn't have to be on a car, it can be on, maybe you have some payments due, you want to go on a trip or something like that, but you go out and lease a vehicle if you want to lease a vehicle, go out and buy another car for you if you want. It all depends on what you want to do with it. But this is, again, added money as long as you're working through the incentive program that Forever are going to give you. There's also global travel incentive. Now, every year, Forever will send you to a different destination. These are luxury, all expenses paid trips to luxury hotels. They give you spending money up to anywhere from $500 to $12,500 a year. Last year it was Mexico. This year it's Johannesburg and Greece. And like I said, these are all luxurious places, all expenses paid, just for using the products, recommending the products, and building a nice stable income and a team for yourself as well to give you the financial freedom that you want. The bonus about this business is that it's real people. It's people that have started off like you and I, wanting to work it in and around your current commitments. We have lawyers, we have retail people, corporate management, surveyors, farmers, myself, ex-hospitality worker, bar owner, my wife Kerry, who's a singer entertainer. People from all walks of life are getting involved in Forever. These products are amazing. They can definitely be life-changing if you're putting the time and the effort in to build a nice, stable business. So you may be asking yourself, will it work for me? It will, but it only will if you're willing to do a few things. One of them is take it seriously. It's like in any new venture, time and effort are required. It's like if you go and start a new job. You need to have an induction period. You need to go through what the role requires, training, stuff like that. It's the same in this business. You need to use the products, learn about the products, do some research as well, put a little bit of time in. But look, if you're self-motivated, you're willing to work closely with the person who introduced you to the business, because as they say, these people know how the business works. You want to use them as a mentor and get as much information and stuff from them as you can. And then all you got to do is turn around and tell other people about it. Tell other people about the products. Tell them what you're up to. Don't be ashamed to say these are amazing products, because they are. You just need to be coachable and attend all the relevant training. You need to be willing to think big, dream big, and set goals for yourself and your family. Like for us, it's the financial freedom, wanting to just up and go whenever we want, to wherever we want. You also need to have a great attitude. Attitude is the key, and you need to be willing to commit the time required to become successful. Success doesn't just happen. You need to put in the time, the effort. If it means staying up late to learn a little bit more, to do some training. If you want that financial freedom, if you have amazing goals and big dreams, you will put that time in. You will be the driving force. You need to find out what excites you the most and what excites you now. And then all you need to do is just commit to having regular customers, building a team and developing 5 key people in that team that are wanting the same things that you want, have the same drive and determination that you have. Remember, don't be average. Go for greatness. Well, thanks so much for listening to me talk. I'm now going to hand you back to my beautiful wife, Kerry, and she will carry on with the last of the presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul. So from what you've seen so far, you will be in one of 3 mindsets. You might be a no, which is absolutely fine. This business isn't for everyone. But what we do say is thank you so much for listening, and do try the products. They really are incredible, and there may be something for you there. If you're a maybe, then you've probably got lots of questions to get answered. So do that. Listen to another business presentation. Listen to this one again. There's loads of ways that you can get your questions answered. Or you might be a yes, and if that's the case, you've just made an incredible and life-changing decision that you will not regret. So it's time to get registered and get yourself going, get that plan and those huge goals in place to get your business off the ground. For all of the things, you have to get back in touch with that person that sent you this link, and they will be able to take you further from here. So if you are a yes, it's time to get going, get registered as a forever business owner, order those products and get that plan in place to get your business off the ground. What I will do is leave you with a quote from the fantastic Nelson Mandela: "Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success if they are dedicated to and passionate about what they do." Really dare to dream massive goals, and I just want to say a huge thank you for tuning into the presentation and wish you every success in whatever you choose.